Hello everyone, we are from Group 6 and in this video, we will present about our material is organizational structure and design. So let's go!
Hello, there I will explain the definition of organizational structure and key element of organizational design. Defining organizational structure involves defining in overall organization in hierarchical arrangement of elements which in a system or entity, which means the organizational structure is the formal framework of an organization in which work tasks are defined, grouped, and coordinated. When managers construct or change organizational structure, they are involved in organizational design, a process that influences decisions about six important elements. Work specialization, departmentalization, chain of command, span of control, centralization and decentralization, and formalization. This element has the function of helping the company ensure employees work on the same basis to achieve agreed goals. Provide an overview of the boundaries of duties, responsibilities, and authority, as well as measure of success. Also provide an overview of the work process and interaction that occur between employees following the scope of the respective duties. Key elements of organizational design include the work specialization. Work specialization refers to the process of individuals or groups focusing on specific tasks or area of expertise which in a layer system or organization. It involves the definition of labor and the allocation of specific roles and responsibilities to individuals based on their skills and abilities. Specialization can lead to increased productivity and efficiency as individuals becomes more skilled and proficient in their specialist tasks.
Hello everyone, my name is Silvina Arista Putri. I will continue the presentations about departmentalization is an organizational structure that separates people into organizations or departments, based totally on a particular set of criteria. These departments have their own leadership and work together to finish responsibilities. With large or complicated projects, multiple departments may work together. Okay, next. In departmentalization, we have many structure. First is functional organizational structure. Group employees based on their talents and knowledge. In functional, we have advantage. Employee with similar skill and experience are grouped together. It makes production extra efficient and of better quality. In functional, we have disadvantage. Organizations that form departments by function separates employees based on the sort or challenge of work they perform. This allows professionals with similar regions of understanding to communicate and collaborate with every different. Three common sorts of function departments are manufacturing, marketing, and finance. Geographical is departmentalization through territory involves dividing an agency into departments based on geographical or local region. Geographical, we have advantage. First is regional departmentalization. Local operations promotes national coordinations, address community needs, facilitate face-to-face communication, and adapts to environment change. Okay, in disadvantage, territory or geographical departments can cause issues like integration of region office, duplication of physical center, difficulty in managing local departments, loss of professional talents, and high cost. This is a method used in large-scale manufacturing companies to create departments based on production process. Advantage of process departmentalizations by process ensures job specification, loyalty, and communication while ensuring flexible, adaptable, and effective utilization of resources and facilities in a changing environment. Disadvantage: this method is not suitable for service organizations or manufacturing companies, as delay in incorrect production and potential conflict among process departmentalizations and process departments can impact overall performance. Product in departmentalization. Okay, product-based departmentalization is a method where departments are created for one or many products with function like production, finance, marketing, and personal united. This approach is suitable for companies with diverse product lines, caring organizations, priorities, employee well-being, growth, and support. Organizational structure should facilitate goal achievement with certain design, working best with different strategies. Research shows that organic structure work well for innovation, while mechanistic organizations are best for cost control. Will continue in Susanti.
Customer departmentalization is a method where departments are created based on the nature and customer group of a company. The advantage of this departmentalization is 1. Departmentalization by customer technique is suitable for those groups dealing with different clients. 2. Customer help with the promotion of the products and service because of the high degree of satisfaction. 3. Accurate cooperation between customer and groups can be maintained. Meanwhile, the disadvantage of this departmentalization is 1. In customer departmentalization, customer expectation can be higher because of the cost correlation. This creates challenge to meet their new needs and expectations. 2. If 2 or more departments have customer needs at the same time, it will be difficult to serve them. 3. There might be difficulty maintaining coordination. Chain of command. Chain of command is an uninterrupted line of authority that extends from the top level of the organization to the lowest level and explains who reports to whom. There are 3 concepts inherent in the chain of command. 1 is authority. Authority refers to the right inherent in certain managerial position that instruct and expect individual on what needs to be done. 2. Responsibility. Responsibility is the obligation to carry out any assigned task. 3. Unity of command. Unity of command is one of the management principles that stating each person should report to only one manager. But in the current digital era, the chain of command is becoming less relevant because employees can easily access information rather than having to wait for information from their boss. Span of control. A span of control refers to the number of employees that a manager or supervisor can effectively and efficiently manage. A wide span of control means a manager supervises a large number of employees, while a narrow span of control means the manager supervises a smaller number of employees. The simple way to understand span of control is like how many friends you can keep track of during a game. If you can handle a lot of friends at once, it's a wide span of control. But if you prefer a smaller group, it's a narrow span of control.
Okay, so I'm going to explain for you about the centralization and decentralization, the factor that influencing degree in centralization and decentralization. First, the centralization. Centralization describes the level at which decision making is concentrated at one point within the organization. Okay, in here, factor in the structure of organizational. Factor affecting the centralization is 1. The environment is more stable. Number 2 is organizational structure. Number 3 is the company is too big. And what for the decentralization? Decentralization is the level at which employees at lower level provide input or actually make decisions. Factors that affect decentralization is 1. Good manager quality. Number 2 is human resource in each sector. Number 3 is management ideology. Okay, I am going to continue this explanation. I'm going to explain the case of the Coca-Cola. The case of the Coca-Cola, there is the background, organizational structure, problem encountered, and the solution. The case of the Coca-Cola background. Given that Coca-Cola is the one of the largest beverage company in the world today, it is safe to say that almost everyone is familiar with the brand of this beverage. However, COVID-19 caused some serious problem for this company in 2020. There are numerous impact on this beverage company. Change in consumer tastes or choices have been the biggest impact on this beverage company. You can see that there is a case of the Coca-Cola organizational structure. Global headquarter, regional division, business center, main function of organization, business group, additional brand and division. And also the last one is partnership and alliances. Problems encountered in here: a decline in sales of the company key products, which is soda and carbonate beverage. B. The need to adapt to the consumer preferences who choose healthy drinks and a wider variety of brand options. Number 3. An organizational structure with many unit structure and brand limits decision making and problem solving in here. Solution in the case of the Coca-Cola in here is to solve this problem. In 2020, Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy announced the company restructuring, which aimed to increase the company responsiveness to allow fluctuation in the market. Its restructure as follows: reducing the layer of management, focus on the first category of business, flexibility on innovating. As a result of restructuring, there was a major change. This case saw what you can expect from a big company like Coca-Cola to take steps in order to compete in the global market, overcome problems, and stay up with the dynamic markets.
Formalization refers to the uniformity of explicit rules, policies, and procedures that have been standardized to govern organizational activities. If a job is highly formalized, then the person doing the job has minimal discretion over what to do, when the work should be done, and how he or she should do it. Mechanistic organization. Mechanistic organizations are bureaucratic as well as hierarchical. It has a formal structure because it reduces variability in the organization and increases predictability in the organization. Mechanistic organizational structures have a clear hierarchy of power with a relatively high degree of job specialization. Rigid departmentalization demands almost all procedures to be administratively authorized. Organic organization. In organic organization, power hierarchies are loosely defined and characterized by low centralization. Organic organization refers to a flexible workplace with horizontal ways of communication. Horizontal or flat communication methods mean that employees share responsibilities in groups and teams and interact with different departments, managers, and colleagues to get the job done successfully.
Contingency factor. A contingency is a condition or situation that is expected to happen soon, but may not happen. Contingency planning is a process of identifying and preparing plans that are based on contingent or uncertain circumstances. The manager of most organizations usually put a lot of thought into designing an adequate structure. What that adequate structure is depends on four contingency variables: organizational strategy, size, technology, and the level of environmental uncertainty.
1. Strategy and structure. The organizational structure should facilitate the achievement of goals because goals are an important part of an organization's strategy. For example, the flexibility and free-flowing information of an organic structure works well when an organization pursues meaningful and unique innovations. Mechanistic organization with efficiency, stability, and tight control work best for companies that want to tightly control costs. 2. Size and structure. There is very strong evidence that the size of an organization greatly influences its structure. Large organizations typically considered to have more than 2,000 employees tend to have more specialization, departmentalization, centralization, and rules and regulation than small organizations. However, once an organization grows past a certain size has less influence on structure. Why? Its essence, once there are around 2,000 employees, it's pretty mechanistic. Adding other 500 employees will not affect the structure much. On the other hand, adding 500 employees to an organization that has 3,000 employees will likely make it more mechanistic. 3. Technology and structure. Technology and structure. Every organization use some form of technology to compress inputs into outputs. For example, home improvement works at Maytex, Mexico apply it is standardized assembly. The employees at Kinko's Coffee carry out work according to each customer needs. An employee at Bayer AG work on continuous flow production lines to produce in medicines. Each organization represents a different type of technology. Early interest in technology as a determinant of structure can be traced to the work of Britishans John Woodward. Woodward studied at a number of small manufacturing companies in the south of England to determine the extent to which structural design principles such as unity of command and span of control related to organizational success. Woodward has unable to find a consistent pattern until he divided the companies into 3 categories based on the size of their products. These 3 categories represent 3 different technology and have increasing levels of complexity and sophistication. Unit production. The first category is unit production, describing production is unit or small batches. Mass production. The second category, mass production, describes manufacturing in large batches. Process production. The third and most technically complex group. Process production includes production in a continuous process. The processes are methods that convert organization inputs into outputs, differ according to the degree or routine. Mechanistic structure supports routing technology. Routing technological structure is characterized by small variations in tests. The work carried out is generally standard and formal and has certain computational procedure to complete it. That means that each type of routing technology has a high level of ease of analysis. The more routine the technology, the more standardized and mechanistic the structure. Organic structure supports non-routine technology. The structure of non-routine technology is characterized by having a variety of tasks that can be said to be high and also processes that are not well understood, so it is not easy to analyze. In completing work that is considered non-routine technology, considerable effort is required the analysis, the activities and problems that arise. Therefore, sufficient experience and sufficient technical knowledge are required. Organizations with increasingly less routine technology are more likely to have an organic structure. And the last, number 4, environmental uncertainty and structure. Organizational structure is influenced by its environment due to environmental uncertainty. Some organizations face relatively stable and simple environments, while others face dynamic and complex environments. Manager will try to minimize it. One way to reduce environmental uncertainty is through adjusting organizational structure. The greater the uncertainty, the greater the need for the flexibility offered by organic design. On the other hand, in simple and stable environments, mechanistic design tend to be the most effective. Evidence of the environment structure link helps explain why so many managers are rerouting their organization due to be lean, agile, and flexible. Global competition, accelerated product innovation by competitors, and increasing customer demand for higher quality and faster delivery are examples of the dynamic environmental force. Mechanistic organizations tend to be less prepared to respond to rapid environmental change and environmental uncertainty. As a result, we see more and more organizations being designed to be organic. For example, the uncertain nature of the oil industry means oil companies must be flexible. Soon after being appointed CEO of Royal Dutch Shell plc, Johan van der Veer streamlined the company's structure to combat some of the industry volatility. One thing he did was eliminate the company's complicated and overly analytical process of making deals with OPEC countries and other major oil production. Evidence about the environment structure relationship helps explain why so many managers today are restructuring their organizations to be lean, fast, and flexible. Worldwide economy downturns, global competition, accelerated product innovation by competitors, and increasing demand from customers for higher quality and faster delivery are examples of dynamic environmental process.
A traditional organization design. In a traditional organizational design, the decision-making power is expressed at the top and requires as it moves down the curve. The CEO has the most decision-making power, and my delegate some decision to her department has wow money. My then turn some decision over the her team surface. Number one, Simple Sutra. A Simple Sutra is a basic organization design sutra with low determination, generally used by organizations that very small and have on or cat product lines. Superior mixing their lot of their own when and less likely to respond to market. Productive has the ability to accommodate visual include consumer requests with using fake coordination deviation. Weakness, a company's relation on the earns the focal point of all decision can hinder the future developments of the manager ability to do his job client, the owner the have this age strategy. Number two, functional strike. A functional strike is a type of business strike that organizes and company into developments basic or areas of express. This type of organization structure is more commonly used by organization or company. The organization divides its employees into groups based on their roles or specialists. For example, an organization using this role may have a friends, a specialist, marketing and research and development with each development having special group with the more effort to the development manager. Superior exists efficient stroke explanation, develop the functional skills, different and deletion of daily operationalization, maintain control control over strategy decision. Sector is clearly linked to strategy to the decision of KXPS, sprite minus, weakness on cross separation and the completion or complete between functional, causing the in functional coordination and interfunctional decision making, limiting the development of general manager general manager. Mm, Number three, divisional sutra. A divisional organization sutra is a shapen with a company group is employer-based product or market recorded by the job role activer of organization structure that focuses on simulation in product, service, market service. Mm, Superior, more flexible workflow, employing consumer service, creating inclusive work environment, employing brings company's productivity business, company budget election is pillar, concerning for work election, packet work performance from before management. The comprehensive election design. Comprehensive organizational design is a business that implies with flexibility dan consumer response and there are four years of organizational structure functional, multidivisional, flat, and matrix structure. Number one, team-based structure. In team-based structure, the entire organization is concept of a number work, group or time that work the organization. Of course, in team-based structure, employer as environment is single a process because there are no right likeness of managerial auto deploying from the photo set. Um, and however, this time smooth happy refugees forward activity and format access in their refugee price profit employers are more involved in her authority record breaks functional loss there in large coin of company. Number two, matrix store. Matrix store is where a work stroke equates a member refers to monthly leaders. Profit and flexible forecast index correspond to short information, faster decision making, loss than inability of action for to project this and personical. Number three, project scope. Project organization refers to the style of coordination, function, commission, and management instincts throughout a project life scale. Profit X flexible fluid index refers to share information, faster decision making, loss this complexity of a single project this and personal conflict. Number four, Business organization subtype.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth Martin Bulo and I'm here to explain about a learning organization. A learning organization. The learning organization is a comparatively new concept based on the concept of organizational learning. Furthermore, the learning organization is an existing management approach. It defines how an organization should act in the ever-changing business environment. Organizational learning is a perpetual process of an organizational change that implies innovation and development in manufacturing service, client mind, etc. This procedure happens as the result of the new knowledge that organization acquire constantly. Organizational design. Organizational design is structuring an organization to achieve its goal efficiently and effectively. It involves determining the appropriate hierarchy, roles, and responsibilities. It aims to create a structure that facilitates the achievement of the organizational objective and maximize the use of its resource. Boundaryless. Boundaryless refers to an organizational structure that allows people to interface with others throughout the organization without the need to wait for a hierarchy to regulate that interface across the functional, business, and geographic boundaries. Teams. Teams is a group of individuals who come to work together towards a common goals or objective. Teams are a crucial part of organizational structure, and their effectiveness can significantly impact the organization's ability to innovate, solve problems, and achieve its strategic goals. Empowerment. Empowerment is the process of granting employees or member of an organization the authority, autonomy, responsibility to make decisions, take initiative, and have a great sense of control over their work and the outcome they produce. Organizational culture. Organizational culture refers to a shared set of beliefs, values, norms, customs, attitudes, and behavior that characterize an organization and influence how its members interact with each other, make decisions, and perceive the organization's identity and missions. Strong mutual relationship. Strong mutual relationship is development of positive, collaborative, and mutually beneficial connections between individuals or group within the workplace. These relationships are characterized by trust, open communication, shared goals, and willingness to support and cooperate with one another to contribute to a positive workplace culture. Sense of community. Sense of community refers to the feelings of belonging, shared identity among employees within an organization. It is characterized by a strong sense of togetherness, mutual support, and a shared purpose among individuals who work together. Caring. Caring as a culture and a mindset that prioritizes the well-being, growth, and support. It involves demonstrating empathy, compassion, and a genuine concern for the welfare of individuals within the organization. Caring organization recognize that fostering a positive and supportive environment can lead to positive outcomes. Trust. Trust is a firm's belief in reliability, truth, ability, or strength of a members of an organization in the integrity, reliability, and competence. It is valuable assets for any organization. It fosters loyalty, commitment, and collaborations among members, which can lead to increased employees' engagement, customer satisfaction, and overall organizational success. Information sharing. Information sharing is a process of transmitting, disseminating, or exchanging data, knowledge, or insight among individuals, group, or organization. It involves the sharing of information, whether it is forms of facts, data, documents, ideas, or experiments, to facilitate communication, collaborations, decision making, and problem solving. Information sharing can occur through various channels, including verbal communication, written documentations, and digital platforms. Open. Being open in organization is a mindset, principles, and a set of practice that fosters transparency, inclusivity, accessibility, and collaborations. Timely. Timely is the quality of an action or decision acquired at the appropriate or expected time without unnecessary delays. Timely is an important aspect of organizational efficiency and effectiveness, as it ensures that tasks, process, and action are carried out when they are needed to achieve desired outcomes. Accurate. Accurate refers to the quality of information, data, measurements, or action being correct, precise, and free from error or any inaccuracies. It underpins many aspects of organizational functions, including decision making, compliance, customer satisfaction, and performance management. Leadership. Leadership is an ability of individuals or group of people that reviews the management of an organization, the individual goals of a team members, and how they align them with company's objective to influence, guide, and lead members of an organization to achieve company's or organizational objective. Shared vision. Shared vision refers to a clear and common pictures of a desired future state that members of an organization identify with themselves, essentially a vision that has internalized by a member of organization. Collaboration. Collaboration is a joint effort of multiple individuals or work groups to accomplish a task or project within an organization.